And I'm going to pass the red thread today so that as we receive it, we feel our connection. So I'll begin with me and I'll pass it to you, Angela. And as we become connected, we continue to pass the red thread to the sisters of our red thread circle who are not able to be with us at this time. Remember that the red thread is a symbol of our connection, a reminder that though sometimes we may stand alone, we are never truly alone because we have our connection to each other. Okay, so I'm going to put the red thread down. I'm not going to separate or cut us apart until the very end. So we remain during this process fully connected. And at this time, I'm going to take us over to this camera. You see my hand?
Yes, I do.
Where I'm going to be demonstrating what we're creating today. Last Red Thread Circle, we shared stories of the red thread from our culture, from the stories that have been passed down to us perhaps from our parents, our grandparents, that come from the cultures and the traditions of our heritage. And so today we're going to create an ancestral tree of spirit women, not only representing our spirit, but also the spirit of every single woman on earth who have walked throughout all times, who are walking now and who will come after us, who find their way to connect up with the red thread. So we're going to be creating something very, very simple, but a little time consuming. I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to hold it up actually to this camera. So it's a tree, our ancestral tree, and on it are leaves and a red thread. And so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be recreating another one and walking us through the steps of making it. Now, I don't know what mediums you're using, if you're using paints or anything of that nature. Some things you may not be able to do if the paint is so wet. Are you using paint today?
Yes, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You're using acrylic?
No, I don't have any acrylic.
You're using watercolor?
Yeah.
Okay, so my suggestion when we get to that point is that you use wet brush on dry paper instead of wet paper and, wet on wet, to help it dry faster. So it means we have to use a little bit more water on our brush, but it'll dry pretty quick. I don't know about you, but it's pretty hot where I'm at. Ugh, I've been sweating all day. Okay, so if you're going to use an art journal, that's great. If you're going to use just a piece of paper, that's wonderful. Whatever you're using, we just want to put that in front of us. And I'm using I'm a cosmic smash booker. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's something that I'll actually be sharing with everyone. I'll be having a 3-session free experience of cosmic smash booking as an introduction, and to also just share the whole process because it is that cool. But it'll be held over a 3-week period, or maybe 3 days in a row. I don't know, but there'll be 1-hour sessions. It goes pretty quick. Okay, so here's our paper. So I'm going to just go over the tools quickly that I'm using, and then I'm going to guide us into a little process, and then we'll begin working. But I'm using, I am using some colored Sharpies, okay? I'm using gelatos because I just love them. I have fallen in love with my gelatos. So you'll see them demonstrate if you've never worked with gelatos. They're a little expensive. So I would say don't go out and buy them unless you feel really enthralled with them. But this set costs $35. So and that may not seem expensive, but I think it is. And then I'm using watercolors, my old watercolors. I'll be working with that today. And then I also brought out some pastel chalk that I'm going to work with a little bit too.
Okay.
So what I'm working with is just different items that I pulled from my stash, and you're going to work with the items you pulled from your stash. And the other thing we're going to need, you're going to need a sheet of paper, just like a piece of copy paper or some thinner paper.
I got it.
Okay, so put that off to the side. And then of course, a Sharpie to write with. If you have scissors, that's awesome. And that red marker, just set that off to the side too. We'll be going through all the things.
Okay.
Now,
Can you give me a black Sharpie?
No, yeah, but yeah, and can I have a fake bar?
Yes.
So we're going to be moving through this kind of fast because I'll still keep us within that hour. We might go over a few minutes, but I won't keep us 10 or 15 minutes past if we have to. I'm going to try and get us out at our normal time. So some things
I know how it pops
you
up.
may have to do once, you know, on your own, but I'll keep us moving forward.
Okay.
So when we get to each step, I'll make a suggestion of what not to do to keep the movement going forward. So those are things that you would do, of course, afterwards.
Okay. What?
One, it looks just like a pen, but it's a Sharpie. It goes like this.
Okay, I got it. Don't.
It doesn't really smell good, but the others smell good.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
But it doesn't really work anymore.
We'll get to
Okay, so I'm going to move us forward. So the first thing we're going to want to do is just choose whatever color. If you're going to paint it, that's great. If you're going to draw it with the marker, that's great, but it's going to be your tree. It'll be the tree. But first I'm going to take us into our ancestral tree. Okay, so
Okay.
I'm going to draw my tree, just the basic outline of my tree with a green Sharpie. It can be whatever color you want it to be. So don't get, you know, just because I'm choosing one color, don't get hooked on the fact that that has to be your color, or that I'm using a marker instead of paint. You use what you have to do it. But at this time, we're going to just put our hand on the piece of paper that we are going to create our ancestral tree for Spirit Woman.
Okay.
And as we put our hand on that piece of paper, we are recognizing through our breath a connection to it. So I'm stepping a little into what is called intentional creativity, which is all acts of creation are done through the conscious alignment of intention. Okay? So it brings in a more spiritual or sacred element to our creating. So as we place our hand, whatever hand you wish, on the paper that you're going to create on, just begin to follow your breath, but let your breathing intake go all the way down your arm, down to your fingertips, and feel that connection with that piece of paper or that journal or canvas or whatever it is beneath your fingers. And as you become fully aware of your connection, begin to realize that what you are touching now is a portal into the sacred. And we are opening up to allowing the image from the sacred to come forth into us and guide us in the creation process. So allow the image of your ancestral tree to come forth now through the portal and be received by you. And when you've received that image, go ahead and create it on the page. And once you have the image, deeply listen to the message that is coming to you through your portal to choose the colors to paint your tree. Reserve water so that you're getting your watercolors wet, but also that you are not saturating the page too much to where you can't glue anything onto it or write anything on it in just a little while. And I'm going to go ahead and put on some music for this while we bring it in.
Okay.
This road, long and steep, this heart, broken pieces, this mind, restless and free, who company. Divine, let me see your glory. Round the steel that rests around my heart, may we never part. Hari Hamraye Namaha, Krishna Yadavai Namaha, Yadavai Madhuraya Keshuvaya Namaha, Hari Hamraye Namaha.
Yes.
You can tell me what.
On the grass.
I'm going to just stop us for a minute. So once we have the basic trunk or tree structure,
Yeah.
which is the branches, the trunk, and the root,
Yeah.
at this time, we'll just paint the background. Again, just let your background be something that's that communicates to you.
Okay.
And let only your paintbrush be wet. And
Yes,
try
I
to
got
spread
that.
your paint around quickly and in a thin layer so that it dries quickly.
I'm having some help.
Oh, that's fine. I love help. Okay, I'm going to turn the music on again.
Okay.
This road, long and steep, this heart, broken pieces, this mind, restless and free, who come me. Divine, let me see your glory. Now the steel it rests around my heart. May we never part. Honey, I'm riding Namaha. Krishna, Yadava, Namaha.
This one is like for a baby.
Yadava, Madhuvaya, Keshuvaya, Namaha. Hari, I'm riding Namaha. Hari, I'm riding Namaha. Krishna,
Like oh, there we go. We did did
One
it.
of the things that I'm doing as I paint a section is I'm just taking a paper towel and blotting over the watercolor so that it brings up the excess water.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go get a paper towel.
I'm going to continue to move us forward into the next part. How far along are you?
Pretty far.
Good. So do you have your trunk? And oh, wonderful. Okay. So you can keep working on your background while I demonstrate the next part.
All
And
right.
then when I put on the music, then switch over to the next thing. Okay.
It'll work.
But what we're doing now is as we let some of this dry,
Okay.
we're going to go into our leaves. So this is going to be a bit of a quiet moment.
All right.
So I'm going to guide us into a little bit of a meditation, a very simple meditation, so nothing distracting. But I have all my mixed markers. That's why I brought mixed markers, because I tend to like anything that has to do with spirit or the other world. I tend to go with non-traditional colors because it's coming to me from the other world, right? It's not this world, it's coming through a portal. So my tree trunk is purple and red, and then the blue, of course, is the portal that it's coming through. So what we're going to be doing is the guided meditation that I'm going to take us into. It's an open-eyed meditation, okay? After the first few breaths and centering inside, then you'll be opening up your eyes and you'll be working as I continue to guide us. But the process that we're going to be doing is we're going to be on our blank piece of paper, we're going to be taking, you can use one color, you can use different colors, but all you're going to do is you're going to create about 7 different leaf shapes.
All right.
Okay, you're just gonna create a bunch of different leaf shapes, but at least 7. If you make more, this is something that you can continue to add to. So you can fill up your entire page with leaves if you want leaf shapes, or you can just create the 7, and then as you decide to add more leaves to your spirit woman tree, then you would make more leaves at that time. Okay?
Okay.
So once, and then this is what you'll need your black Sharpie for, because when we're doing the meditation, the word that's given to us, we're going to write it onto our leaf.
Okay.
Okay? So I'll just do one example, not in meditation. So you can see here that I've got several different leaf shapes, right? So let's say in the meditation, I am given the word sacred. Just the word sacred. I might write on any of the leaves the word sacred.
All right.
Okay, and then I would go on.
Okay.
Okay, and I think if we have about 7 leaves, 7 to 10 leaves, we're gonna be good with being able to get them glued down and then still have enough time to begin to embellish our tree.
Okay.
How's your paper? Is your paper very wet, or does it feel dry?
It feels pretty dry.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So just go back in to your sacred center. And see that portal. And see your ancestral tree emerging into our world through that portal. And as you continue to breathe, Imagine, sense, visualize, or perceive that directly behind it is a figure. It is Spirit Woman, a divine feminine energy who actually is emerging from within you. And she has special words of power to whisper to you. So as we commit to deep listening, as she whispers each word, 7 words in total, write that word upon a leaf.
Seven to 10.
And Nancy, only red nurse I have. I used to have 2.
So I'm going to ask you to move into a quiet place while we do this part of it. So hold your center as the words come forth.
Music's kind of sweet to me.
I like this orange better.
That's the rainbow could have 2 on it. Whoa, that's a really big one.
Now, as you write your words down, once you've written your words down, you might want to take watercolor or something else to just go over them. I'm going to use my pastel chalk, and so as you see, I just color over the leaf to give it a little bit of life. So do that, and when you're done, then we're going to just take a moment to cut them out, and cut them out very loosely. And remember, you don't have to get it all done right now.
To the mother of us all. To the mother of us all.
You have such a wonderful helper there. I wish I had that kind of a helper with me.
Yes.
So then once you have your leaves written and colored in, then all you're going to do is just do a basic cut around them. Don't worry about being perfect with them.
Okay.
Okay, and then cut them all out and have them in a pile.
I have to write some words. If we put in okay.
Who's that?
Sacred,
No sacred.
holy. It means it's very special.
I thought we were supposed to put people.
No, that'll come later.
We'll do it when the words are right. When are we gonna add the people on the tree?
Here, do you want to start cutting?
I can't hold these scissors right.
No, like you use. No, I don't want
How are we doing, Lena? We have our leaves ready.
Not quite. I'm still writing words and cutting.
Okay.
Let me keep going.
Well, this next part we definitely want to do together. So,
Okay. Well, I can stop and do them later.
well, how many leaves do you have prepared?
At this point, 3. So let me do.
Yeah, do a few more. Go ahead. Do a few more.
I have 3 or 4.
We put on the music.
There's this one.
I just got a granddaughter.
What?
I just got a good word from my granddaughter.
Awesome. Okay, don't say it yet. Don't say it yet. Okay. How many leaves do you have now?
I have 7.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Are they all cut out?
Yup.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is we are going to stand as spirit woman, okay? And what we're doing is we're taking our glue stick
Yeah.
and we're gonna glue each of those 7 leaves onto the branches of our tree. And when we do, we are going to claim that word of power. We're gonna say it out loud. So I'll do an example. I am sister. And then you just glue it right down onto a branch. Don't overthink it, don't think about it. Just state what the word on your, I am spirit woman of sharing.
Okay.
Okay, so just, we're gonna both be doing it at the same time. Your granddaughter can definitely say a couple, but she wants to claim it as, I am spirit woman of, and then the word of power.
Okay. Okay. You want to put loving on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I am spirit woman of love.
Spirit woman of power and love. Here.
Where did I put it?
Anywhere on the tree, sweetie.
Well, how many people are we gonna do?
Just you and me.
I am spirit woman, soul friend.
How many of them?
Spirit woman of
I am spirit woman of soul.
and I am spirit woman of the intuitive.
That was like my granddaughter.
No.
I am spirit woman of the unknown.
And spirit woman of wisdom.
I am spirit woman of inner child.
I just need more of those.
I am spirit woman of
Nanny, walk.
that we're putting people.
I am spirit woman of family. I am spirit woman of peace.
Keep saying those words so Nanny can get ideas.
I am spirit woman of the sacred.
Yeah, I have that one already. Okay. You can start.
I am spirit woman of all time.
Last one, creative.
I have created. Okay.
Now, do all your leaves adorn your tree?
I have 3 more to put down because
Perfect.
I had to add the words to a couple.
Okay, go ahead and keep adding those beautiful words.
We did say that we were going to put people on. I picture was going to have people.
No. Okay, I'm done.
Okay, take your red marker and let's add our red thread around the trunk of the tree.
Okay.
However you want to do it, you're just gonna mark your tree. I'm gonna tie mine off in a bow at the front. It is now red thread connected in our circle. What I've also done on my page is I've just written down at the bottom by the roots, ancestral tree of spirit woman.
Okay.
Knowing that as I feel a need to, I can continue to add tree leaves with words on it. Revisiting it, revisiting spirit woman, revisiting the words of power to claim as my own in the red thread connection. And one of the things you'll want to do after we open our red thread circle is to adorn, to embellish your tree. I'm going to show you what I mean by that with the other one. You can see how on this one I have in the trunks and on the branches, I've just taken this black Sharpie and I've created some designs on it. And so that's all you're going to do on yours.
Okay.
You know, and but I want us to at least put one adornment somewhere on it in the act of an offering to our spirit woman, to us, an offering to our sacred sisterhood. So just take your black Sharpie and somewhere on the trunk, just do a design. Doesn't have to be anything big or elaborate, just design that begins the process of tribal adornment on our ancestral tree. And these tree parts can become very ornate. They can be very simple. But they represent that tribal nature, kind of a primitive art.
Uh-huh.
And primitive art is all based on symbols. And I really believe that these are the symbols encoded inside of us. And so you can see how you can continue to adorn and embellish your ancestral tree of spirit woman.
Yes.
So I will look forward to really seeing your finished one because I know how involved you get in your designs. So I'm very excited to see what you do. So I
Okay.
do hope you'll share it with me.
Yeah.
But at this time, we have come to the top of the hour, and we've done all the different parts aside from just giving it our special touch and finishing it off.
Okay.
So with our red thread connection, I'm going to take this opportunity to give thanks to your beautiful helper there.
Yes.
Oh yes, that's a wonderful ancestral tree of spirit woman. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, that's gorgeous. Really, it is.
Yeah.
And those are words that you could help her learn to read.
She
So
reads
that,
here.
yeah, so she can go up to those words and recognize them and be able to own them every time she looks at that creation. Yeah, that's perfect. That's beautiful. And then for ourselves individually, we just are reaffirming to ourselves those qualities within us, because our inner spirit woman came out through the portal and gave us those as being important words we need for this time in our life. Okay. And so it's for us to embrace them and claim them and be them in the world. So I think that's a great gift we have. So as I cut the thread between us, snip, snip, and we move back into standing alone, we always remember that we are truly connected. And whenever we are in need of one another, all we have to do is tug on the red thread, and we'll be there for each other. And the way we do that is, of course, through the Facebook group. I'm tugging on the red thread. And so I'd just like to also give thanks to Spirit Woman and to family and to our inner childs also for being willing to play, because when we do stuff like this, it is a part of our inner child that truly comes out into the world without inhibition, and that's a great thing. And until we meet again,
Okay.
may you be happy and blessed.
Here.
Thank you, and I will see you again in 2 weeks. Loving you.
You too.
Bye.